Listed there is our communications lead. He was not able to be here this afternoon, but he had a lot to do with this presentation and so forth. So we went back and forth, but I've got it all today. So we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, I'd like to start off with our vision statement, that we have a digital culture that enables a truly edgeless university. Meaning no matter if they're undergrad, grad, or professional students, off-campus students, that we want their experience here to be the same, no matter what. So that is our goal, through exhibiting our Catholic Jesuit mission and the One Creighton vision, to help your student be a successful student here at Creighton. And to start us off with that success, we have something we call Blue Line. And that is our learning management system. So probably no doubt your student there in high school had some type of a learning management system, maybe like Blackboard, for instance. We utilize Canvas. And basically, when they log in with their NetID and their blue password, they will see their classes. So they can go into each class. They'll have their syllabus out there. They will have maybe additional readings that the professor has asked them to look at. They can submit assignments online through this. There might even be some chat features that they'll want them to do. So that is all through Blue Line. Then next we have something called Blue Cast. And you might have noticed in these rooms there are the cameras and microphones. That is where they can record the sessions. So just by a click of a button that the professor can start the recording, and it will record the whole class. So this is great because, you know, sometimes, yeah, I miss a class because of illness. So then what did they cover? Well, you know, we can always ask a classmate, you know, get their notes, but yet sometimes it's not the same as actually being there. Well, they can be there by coming into actually Blue Line and then looking for the particular Bluecast video. Also, you know, a lot of times we're sitting in a class and, you know, we're feverishly writing our notes, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what did they just say? Well, they can go back and find that spot because there is a search feature, so they can go right to that particular topic that was being that they want to go to. So that is available for them out there. We've got pretty close to all the classrooms outfitted with the cameras, and then we do have quite an adoption rate with the professors in their classes in utilizing Bluecast. The next item is the NEST, and that is the acronym for Nearly Every Student Transaction. So this is where, no doubt, your student has already been in, hopefully, and will definitely be in next week for registration. And as I say that I'm right there where you are. My son's coming here in the fall, so we're doing what you're doing, and understand that. So through the NEST will be the registration, so that's where you'll go. The housing portal is in here. And kind of taking a look at this particular screenshot, there are tabs up at the top: personal information, student services, student accounts, and financial aid. And within personal information, down towards the bottom, there is the housing portal link. Grades are posted in here. Parking, so if they're bringing the car to campus, they can come on in here and get their parking permit set up. The financial aid packages are listed, so with going in and accepting those, we do that through here. Transcripts can be requested, and also they can come in here and give you parental access. So, hi, come on in. Help yourself to the snacks. And I would hope you encourage them, or they go ahead and do that for you to give you that access. Basically, they can select what access you will have, and then what will happen is that for each person they're going to give access to, give your name and then an email address. So for instance, like what we did, my son is giving me access, and then I used one email, and then for my husband, it had to be a different email. So you do have to have those email options open. But then you will receive an email with an access code and the link, and then you can go on there and set that up. So kind of ask them about that if they haven't already done so. Then with the Nest, it's been a decent tool to use, but you know, as applications evolve and sometimes it's a little bit hard to find something, well, we're moving toward what we call My Creighton. And essentially this is going to be a one-stop shop for about everything. Everything that will be, or that's in the Nest right now, will be moved over to My Creighton. Even like email links are in there. Happenings on campus. Everything will be in this My Creighton. But it's going to start up kind of small. It will launch this August, and it will have the basic information in there, like their personal information and so forth. But it won't, they won't be able to edit that at this point. But as every 3 weeks roll along, that there'll be something new put out there. And eventually, probably a year, year and a half, that My Creighton will replace the Nest, okay? And they'll run concurrently in the meantime. But the neat thing is that this is adaptable to each individual. So if someone is in the College of Nursing, it's going to have a different look than someone in College of Arts and Sciences. So that's real nice. And then also, the students control the future. So even right now, as your student is getting in and to register, they're thinking, gee, you know, this isn't, you know, the way I would think to get into this. What if I had this feature in here, or it could do this? Let the service desk know. Let your student tell them, and then we're making a running list of all sorts of ideas, and then those will be prioritized, and then those will eventually be in those 3-week release cycles. So this is for them to utilize, so I'll let them know. Then a little bit about Campus Wireless here. We do have three Wi-Fi accesses here on campus. CU Wireless, which is the secure network. CU Guest, which is our guest network, which you might have hopped on while you have been here. And then CU Legacy, which is for those gamers out there. So if they're bringing their gaming devices to campus and want to get on a certain network without plugging down the CU Wireless, they can call the service desk, and then they'll get them all set up with that access. Then in the residence halls, there are individual access points in each room. There's a picture of one right there. And also they have 4 network jacks available for them. Now, you might be thinking about, okay, can my student bring a printer? Is that okay? Yes, it is. They can definitely bring their own printer. If it is, of course, a wireless printer, which a lot of them are today, we would ask that they have their wireless, their feature disabled, mainly because, if you think about it, if you've got 30 people on a floor and everybody's using the wireless, it's going to get bogged down. Okay? Also, if everybody has an HP PhotoSmart printer and they go to print, it's like, which one's mine? And their paper may be printed in somebody else's room accidentally. So if you can disable that, that would be great. We will have techs in the residence halls and then also in the Scott Student Center to help with things like this in move-in week. So don't, you know, if they feel uncomfortable doing it, we have people around that will help them out. Also, we have USB cables available at the service desk, and these are free. So you just come and say, hey, I need a cable for my printer, and we'll help you out with that. Now, that's kind of the printers that you might bring with you. We do have a print solution across campus, and that's called Blueprint. And we are partnered with Canon for this. And basically, there are 28 printers across campus. So in the high volume areas like the libraries, also in the residence halls. If you notice down here on the lower level of Harper, that by the welcome desk, right behind it, there's a printer. So what they can do, they can send from email, web, or the device to these printers. All they do is come up with their ID card, swipe it, and then it will recognize them and then print whatever they need. Black and white copies are 8 cents per page, and color is 25 cents. We do, through our student tech fees, have allotted $20, kind of a print account for everyone per semester. So they don't have to worry about loading their card, with money and printing. They've got $20 already. Usually they don't exhaust that because usually if they're going to submit a paper, it's going to be online. They do it electronically. So, but it's there for them if they need it.
So they put their card in, and how does it know not to take a J-Bucks? And because they already have $20 included.
Well, I think because it's a printer, it will then it's allocated. Okay, this is from the printing fund.
Okay.
On that respect, I think that's how it's figured out there. Yeah. Great. Now a little bit about our mobile apps that are out here. 4 that we'd like to highlight would be Go Creighton, iCreighton, the guidebook, which has New J17, and our Microsoft apps. First of all, for Go Creighton, that's our one for all the athletics that are here, so basketball, volleyball, soccer, and all that fun stuff. It has information about each of the sports, the rosters, schedule, anything you want to know about Creighton sports, it's out there. The next application is Guidebook, and hopefully you have this downloaded on your phones. If not, there's been a little confusion as to actually how to get that. You go to your app store and find Guidebook. Okay, just look for Guidebook first, and then that has to be installed. And then within Guidebook, like for instance on mine, did this last week. Let's see, find Guidebook here. Open that up, and then you look for New J's 2017. Once you find that, it will be listed here, and just go ahead and get into that, and then the menu, and then that will have all the information about summer preview. It will have a campus map on there, and all sorts of other information about Creighton. So, hope you can utilize that. And then the another app we have is iCreighton, and this is neat because again, this is a student-driven application that we have here. So basically, you can get your grades on there. It will list student events. For instance, Do It with Student Life has partnered to do what we call Game Fest. So around the time of midterms, they're in the Scutz Center Ballroom. We get together to have all sorts of gaming devices, actual board games too, a giant Jenga thing, so they can come and have fun and have a little release from midterms. Also lots of food available for them, so that would be an event that would be listed here. Also the shuttle tracker is there, which is really great because here in Nebraska we do get a little bit of snow, a little cold sometimes. And, of course, we don't want to be standing outside at the shuttle stop waiting for the shuttle, when we're freezing. So what they'll do, they'll check to see where the shuttle is at, wait inside, and so when it's about ready to turn the corner and come up to that stop, they know it's there, and they can go on out. Also, there's a Find My Class feature. So, for instance, they have a business class here in Harper, and now they've got to go to Epley for another class. Gosh, how do I get around there? Well, they can go to Find My Class, and it will guide them right to that particular class. So that will be a big help, especially for the freshmen, those first couple weeks until they get acclimated here. But again, this is a student designed app. Any ideas, are generated and they put them out here. So we encourage that. And then finally, kind of dealing with our apps, we have the Microsoft apps, and they are available for Android and iOS.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You had 4 listed, you had Go Creighton, Head Creighton, New Jay's app, and what's the fourth, this one?
Then this one here, yep, the Microsoft apps. So they are for Android and iOS, so they can put that on their phone. And if you have any questions about installing that on the phone, for instance, we will have someone from the student or from the service desk be at our information desk tomorrow between 11 and 1. Or of course, they can always contact the service desk to help them out. Also, we have Office 2016 for the Mac and PC, which is free for all enrolled students. So this is really, really nice because you can log on at office365.creighton.edu, log in with their NetID at creighton.edu and their blue password, and it will come up where, one, that's where their mail will be, okay? But also there's OneDrive, which will have a terabyte of storage in the cloud. They will have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and a list of all sorts of other applications through Microsoft, just by virtue of being a student here. So you don't have to worry about going out and buying the Microsoft Office suite, for instance. Okay? They have it here, and as long as they are enrolled, it's great. Kind of, have them check that out, but especially because their email is here, and it's the official email that they'll get all their communication to. So, and again, any questions you can definitely ask the reps at the information booth tomorrow. All right. Well, now the next item I'd like to mention to you is CU Alert. And this is our alert system for students and faculty and staff. They are automatically signed up when they are enrolled in the classes, and they will receive an email or a text message. And this can be anywhere from weather-related information, power outages, and also for public safety information if anything is happening on campus. This has been really great because earlier this year we had a little bit of snow, and one day we had a late start that was at 10 o'clock, and through CU Alert that was communicated to everyone. We even had a couple days where actual classes were canceled for the whole day. And again, it's put out through CU Alert. Like that example we have up there, it's about a tornado warning. That will be out there. Also, anything happening on campus, public safety will alert all of us as to what might be happening or where not to go and so forth for that time being. And we have a really great public safety department too that watches over us. So and through CU Alert helps us out. You might also be wondering, well, gee, can I get those alerts too, maybe as a parent? And your student can go to cualert.creighton.edu and add either your email or a phone number for texts, and you can get these messages too. The only thing that we would ask you not to do is to reply to confirm that it has been received, because then once you do that, then it kind of stops anything to your student. So look at it, but then leave it alone and let your student reply. Okay. Well, now a little bit about information security. We've all heard this before, many times over, but never give out your password, no matter what application it is. Even when it looks like it's the right thing to do, never give it out. For us at DoIT, at the service desk, we will never ask for your password or their password at all. Never give it out. Even Netflix passwords, don't give those out either. Keep things contained. Any official communication from DoIT will come from the email of doitofficial@creighton.edu. And also, we encourage your students, and they may have already done this with activating their net ID, but when they go to ami.creighton.edu, they can set up their security profile. So those, 3 or 4 questions, what is your favorite pet and what's your favorite color and all that stuff. They can set that up in there. So if they did happen to forget their password, they can reset that using those questions. Well, now a little bit about a rad lab. And this is a really neat feature that we have here at Creighton. This is located in the lower level of the library, Reinhardt Library. So when you go on your tour, and if you get over to that area, just kind of say, hey, can we take a peek? And there will be someone there gladly to show you around. Basically, it's kind of a high-performance computing workspace and makerspace all in one. Up in what they call the loft area, we have high-performance computers, both Mac and PC. So if your student's working on a project and their laptop just, isn't big enough, fast enough, strong enough to do something, well then they can come here and utilize those computers. Also, there's an 84-inch interactive 4K TV up there or monitor, and again, like if they're working on a group project, they can put that up there on the screen, and they can even make annotations on it and then print that out for their reference. So really a neat area. Then in the lower level, which that picture is there, we have 3D printing, rapid prototyping, supercomputing, and even laser cutters coming this fall for their use. In the corner, we do have what we call the whisper room. So it's a soundproof booth. If they need to do some type of recording, they can come there and use that. Also, we have the green screen and cameras available if they need to do any video production like that. This is open to all Creighton University students, faculty, and staff. It is manned by interns, so there is someone that will help them out if they have any questions. And also with the interns, this provides a wonderful opportunity for students to do something like this, to apply to be an intern. We have students all across the board, so you don't have to be like a computer science major or anything. If you have a love for learning and exciting new things, then we welcome any and all to be an intern. So we've had people from nursing, College of Business, all over. So it doesn't matter. So a great opportunity for all. All right, then a little bit about our service desk. That is also located in the lower level of the Reinhardt Alumni Library. And we're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 8, Friday, 9 to 5, and 24/7, 365 phone support. Our contact information is listed there via phone, email, or web. But also we're out there on social media between Twitter and Facebook. And it's amazing that, between that 10 and 2 o'clock time frame at night and in the morning that students should be getting their rest, but they happen to be doing their papers or any other work, that if they encounter any problems, they can just use Twitter and get that information, because it is monitored 24/7. So somebody will reply to them. And we also have a lot of fun with that. Kind of sometimes if the wireless is not working the best, we poke fun at ourselves with that, with a bunch of memes and so forth. So it's a nice way to interact with the students. A fun but yet informative way of doing so.
Any help for hardware?
I'm sorry, what?
For hardware? Is there any help?
Yes, and that brings up a good point. If they do have something hardware-wise, there are quite a few of the techs there at the service desk that are Apple certified, so we can work on those. Also, if it's out of warranty, or if they're diagnosing it and it's something maybe that we can't do, but we'll suggest or show them like where they could go to maybe get a particular part. And then we'll help them install it or do that. And it's all free. I mean, they would pay for the parts, but then they can bring it back and we'll help them out. So, yeah, that too. So it doesn't have to be software, hardware too. And here in a little bit, we'll see a little video kind of showing some things that can happen. So like that latte from Starbucks, kind of like, you know, right over the keyboard. They've been really good trying to help students out, you know, get things cleaned up like that. Or a hard drive has crashed, you know, that they will help them. So we do our best. So one of the questions that's probably going through your mind right now might be, what does my student need as they come here in the fall? Well, one, a relatively new Mac or PC, and basically it's their preference. I know, with your student coming in, there's a lot to think about, moving in, getting used to a roommate, getting used to classes, all sorts of stuff. And if they can have something that they are comfortable with, and, productive with too, use that. iPads are nice, but they're not required. If you're looking for a Mac, there are a couple options. Of course, the local Apple store, you can always go to that. Or the IJ, which is located on the second floor here. And it's a student-run Apple store. And it's the only one within the country like that. So that is a neat experience for our students. Also, because of that, and about 10% of the purchase price actually goes back to the store to help out there. So that's a nice cooperative agreement we have. Then for PC purchases, you can always come to our site, doit.creighton.edu, and look for Connection, and that will give a list of products that are available. Also, if you go to the Microsoft Store, you can find, of course, laptops there. As a suggestion, you might just want to get what they call the Signature Edition, and that just has Windows on it. It doesn't have all different applications on it. Because remember, they get Microsoft Office applications anyway by being a student. So if you just kind of get a bare bones, you can kind of go from there. Okay. So basically what we kind of like to leave you with is we care about you and your students' technology. We are here to help provide the best experience for them and you as they are coming here to Creighton. But sometimes things happen and we kind of run across those. So don't break our heart or your computer, but if it does happen, the service desk is available for you to use.